Okay, so this leads me to the Medicaid situation. Once my son turned 18, actually when he turned 19, they dropped me immediately once he turned 18 for Medicaid. So still to date, I have not been able to get Medicaid. They still continue to turn me down. So I stopped. I just like, fuck it, because it's just really stressful, and it's just foolish that they keep doing this. And when you're going through, they don't want to help you, because either you have it or you don't. It's like there's no in between with them. Like it have to be this or that, point blank period. There's no in between. They don't give you no kind of cushion. So what ended up happening is, once my son turned 18 years old, they sent me a letter. First they sent me a letter, right? Then they sent an email, and it clearly states that my son is no longer eligible for Medicaid because he is now age 19. Now, this is the contradictory in this. So since he's now age 19 and he's no longer allegedly under me, and those supposed to be have any kind of connection to what I get, why is it that when we went last week to reapply for Medicaid, I did a new app for Medicaid, they denied me again? I spoke with a lady today, and they're asking me all these questions about my son, about his job, and I'm just like, what does that have to do with me? Well, because he's still in the same household and he's under 21, then, I'm like, but you guys can't have it both ways. I'm like, how can you all send me a letter stating that he's no longer under me, yet you all are basing the approval of me getting Medicaid on his status, his income status, and his overall living condition and status? What does that have to do with me? So it's like she couldn't even explain it because it doesn't make any sense, and they know that shit is foul as hell. It's like they don't really want to help you. That's what it really is when it boils down to it. They don't want to help you. So just like fuck it, because I was like really just stressed out about it at this point in time, because I'm just like, how is it that my son, you all are the one, this is Georgia's state law, says that he's no longer under me and he's no longer eligible for Medicaid, and you all have denied him because he's now 19. However, y'all then turn around and say that I can't get this and I can't get that with the state because he's living in the same home and because of his income, when he has nothing to do with me and my eligibility. He's legally grown, and obligation to me and me having none to him as far as the logo, because I'm not paying for his college, or I'm not signed to anything that he needs. He's completely dependent. He's completely independent. He's completely independent. So if that's the case, then why are you guys basing me getting approved for Medicaid based on my son's income and what he have going on in his life? They're asking me, oh, well, how much do he get paid? What do his check? I don't know. I don't get in his business like that. He's grown. He's fucking grown. He can go to the damn military and y'all can send his ass to damn war and shit, and it won't be a problem. But then when it comes to something like this, you all want to give us the third degree. Like, I don't understand how y'all can't have it both ways. But see, this is what the government does. Then this is why I did not want to have to deal with them in no facet, and why me hesitated for the longest of time to even apply for disability, even go and apply for Medicaid and stuff, because they see you through these unnecessary loopholes, and these laws that they have contradict each other. and nobody want to take accountability for it, and they just sitting up there looking stupid as fuck when you bring it up to their attention, because they don't even have no rational explanation for it. That's just like if you have if your family, say for instance you had a family member live with you or a friend live with you, and they move out, or they decide to I would put it this way: suppose you have a property and you rent in a room, you rent out a room. It's not like you're doing boarding, you just rent out a room to someone. And then they said, well, and then you go and you apply for benefits, but the person who's living with you, they'd be like, well, you know, because this person's at the same address, you know, we need their information too. What the fuck that got to do with me? You know, we're totally two different entities. They're responsible for their own head of household, responsible for my own head of household. It's just like if you had a duplex and stuff, the people next door, just because the address is the same doesn't mean that they are obligated to me. So, you know, they do the contradictory, and they try to play these little mind games with you and stuff. But even furthermore, I would even go further with them. This is the defects on Sam Street in Decatur, Georgia. Whitney was there last week, Friday, I believe it was. Last week, Friday. Maybe lo and behold, I think it was Thursday or Friday, but it was at the end of the week, one of those 2 days. Go to the window that they sent me to in this particular station. I guess what I see? I see a piece of paper sitting up there just clear as day. You don't even have to damn try to see this shit. And it has different people's names, copies of people's social security cards on it. Yes, it was like 4 different people, and I was like, I'm gonna report this to the damn news. So they are like 100% violation of the HIPAA law. And what I'm saying is the state of Georgia is in so much violation against people's human rights right now that me really thinking about filing a class action civil suit, you know, against the state of Georgia, because they doing this dumb shit. And, you know, people feel like they don't have, you know, a chance, that they can't fight against them. Yes, you can. We can fight against them. The shit ain't gonna be easy, but we can fight against them because they are 100% violating people's rights. First and foremost, you cannot deny a person Medicaid. It's a human right, and it's also a civil law. So you have to give a person who is not working, who doesn't have any source of income, you cannot deny them or do not have substantial income, like they have, like their quota, how much you can make at minimum a month and at maximum a month to get approved for, you know, certain state benefits. If the person is meeting those criteria, you cannot deny them, and they're denying people for no reason, and then they're creating these bogus laws that contradict each other, and that's like they don't even have weights. Like, you can't contradict yourself. It's oil and water. If my son 19 and you all said that he can't even get Medicaid and he's not eligible for Medicaid, then why is it that when I apply for it, that it affects my status of getting Medicaid when we're two totally different entities? He's totally separate from him because he has his own dependency now, you know, independency now. He has his own independency. And he's not obligated to me like that. So, you know, it's just like they try to find any reason. They try to turn you down and try to give you a hard time. And they are in the process of doing that. They violate people's rights. But what happened is, because the state is so huge and because so many people don't know their rights, they have gotten away with it for so many years, several years. In DeKalb County, Georgia, is definitely already have been scrutinized so many times, especially that same location at Sam Street in Decatur, Georgia, near Avondale train station, has already been on the news for not answering phones, for not handling people's claims right. They have just violated people's civil rights in so many facets that it doesn't make any damn sense. And I'm not understanding why the mayors in these cities of the state of in the county of DeKalb County, why these senators, why these commissioners, why these legislators, all of these people in these high places, why even the governor of the state of Georgia is not doing anything about this kind of treatment to their dang on citizens. Like, we are the reasons you guys have your positions and can have that nice ass fucking paycheck that your ass gets because of us. You know, and then you want to turn around and you want to treat us like shit. No, we don't have to bow down and we don't have to take that mess. We're going to start a civil lawsuit against the state of Georgia. And I'm going to definitely this information with them exposing people's confidential, very sensitive confidential information. I mean, there's so much stuff you could do with a person's social security number. They be like, well, you got to have the date of birth. You got to have the this, that, and other. If you know, because guess what? All it takes is a person's social security number. A lot of times, there are certain agencies you can call, and that's all they want is this. Is you, if you know you to verify your social security number, and you can get from there. A lot of times they'll read out your information to you, because me know for myself that has happened where, like today, you know, I confirmed my address, but there's been times where they have never confirmed my address with me telling them. They will read it to me because they say that I say who I am and stuff. Anybody, it's not really that hard, you know, to get somebody's information and shit just from a social security number. So it's for them to, you know, do this, and I'm just not understanding why DeKalb County commissioners, why they continue to allow this kind of stuff to go on. And I don't know, maybe because of the area and because it's predominantly us, people that look like me, that goes there. But it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is you guys are violating people's civil rights. You're violating the law. You're violating your own damn fucking law. You're violating HIPAA's law, and you're not caring. So, am I going to try to get enough people to sign this petition and get a nice law firm that is willing to take the state of Georgia on, because this is just absolutely absurd. There's no reason I should be denied Medicaid based on my son's information, or because I don't have his information. He's a grown ass man. He's gone. He's gone about his life, his business. What the hell they got to do with me? So this is what one of the contradictories with how they process stuff. And so now we got judges, you know, that are allowed to deny people disability and shit, and override what they doctors and specialists says. Now we got the state of Georgia sitting up here violating people's civil rights, not giving people Medicaid based on somebody else's information who's grown as fuck and don't have anything to do with the other person just because they are related. I mean, that's just the most ignorant shit ever. I don't, you know, it just don't make no sense. So we're going to have to, and then they're violating people's privacy rights, you know, exposing their confidential information. I really wish I knew who these individuals were, because I would contact them and tell them, look, if your identity is ever compromised, you might need to be looking at this defects location, because they got paper sitting up there in the window where anybody can see and stuff, and they have copies of your social security cards just right there clear. And let me have proof of it too. Let me send it to the news. But I'm going to have to do more, because I'm not getting any feedback. Nobody's the news has contacted me back yet. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do on my own to try to find out who these individuals are and expose defects for their fuckery, because that's exactly what it is, and the state of Georgia for their fuckery and how they keep treating people. And it's just it's ridiculous, because enough is just a damn fucking enough, you know. And you know, it's like, we shouldn't have to be forced to try to do something that my body really cannot do, because what ended up happening is when my body finally shuts down, it can shut down for a day. Sometimes my body can shut down for a week. It can shut down for a month. It can shut down for 2 months. What happens if we had a job, right? And, you know, and they're denying me disability. Suppose me had a job. Do you really think an employer going to be dealing with that shit? Hell no, they're not going to be dealing with that. So, you know, it's just like they just try to find any little reason to not help you, but yet still they want your votes. They want your ass to them bow down and kiss their ass. They want you to, you know, lift them up and and praise them and acknowledge them and give them accolades. It's not giving you shit because you ain't earned it. You ain't deserved it. So I'm not giving you shit. Fuck y'all. Because that's the way you say about me. By the way you treat me. You said fuck you. So guess what? I'm saying fuck you too, bitches. How about that?